a word, please, without the streaming. I'm sure you're aware that the situation in New Jerusalem is shifting. The people are losing faith in the goal. You've had a part in that, and not only through your discoveries. No, not at all. I would have had the same doubts in your place. In many ways, you're entirely right. Look, let me speak plainly for a moment. You and I both know that I exaggerated. I built a myth around Athena that does not reflect what she believed. But you have to understand, it wasn't really about her. It was about what the city needed. It was about keeping us together, invested in a common narrative. And it was about preventing us from going the way of our ancestors. Because temptation is real, and our flaws are still the same. A myth, but a necessary one. I'm not a fanatic or a fool, 1K, although I sometimes play one. I'm just trying to do the right thing. I know I can't stop you from trying to save Byron, but what's in that pyramid could destroy everything I've tried to build. Thank you, 1K. I've been alone with this secret for a long time. It's a relief that you understand. I hope what you find in there doesn't change your mind. Good luck.
Let's go.
You're coming along this time?
Yep.
Well, what about protocol?
Screw protocol. It's Byron.
Follow my sprite, and it will show you the way to your friend.
Do as he says. We went through a lot of trouble to get this guy out of his chains. Now it's his turn to help.
This way. You must free him. He cannot free himself.
What's happening? 1K? I'm out. Oh, my friend, the things that I saw, the power of this machine, the depth of her grief. Come on, follow me. I have to show you something. I thought all of this was deliberate. Athena testing us to see if we're worthy of her invention. I wanted to believe that she had a plan. In my own way, I mythologized her as much as everyone else. I never thought she might feel confused, lonely, uncertain. And what's the most human thing to do when you feel lost and sad and you have no idea what to do next? You take a nap. Here, listen.
If I give them the machine, if I convince them of its power, we could finally build the world Alexandra imagined. The world Miranda deserved. No, the world we all deserve, even the worst of us. We could take stewardship of this planet. We could explore the stars. We could give meaning to the universe.
If you embrace the knowledge of the flame, you can bring light into the darkness.
But what if they make the same mistakes again? What if selfishness and stupidity win out again? What if they take my machine and turn it into a weapon? What if they act like children and burn the planet?
The secrets of the flame are not for ordinary mortals to know. You cannot overcome your sinful nature.
Do you see what's happening? It's her. It's all her. Everything we're seeing is Athena. Her every hope, her every fear, all of her memories and contradictions brought to life by the machine. A dream-given form expressed in the language of her childhood. A world of puzzles and towers.
No, what can I do? How do I make this decision? There has to be an answer. There has to be a way of making sure it's the right choice. It can't just be a leap of faith.
There are no answers, creature of clay. Every question leads to another.
She's not waiting for us to prove ourselves before she helps us. She needs us to help her. We have to wake her up. Whoops. The system is still stabilizing. Maybe we'd better get out. Come on.
No! I cannot allow this.
Uh-oh.
You have suffered a grievous injury, my child. But do not lose faith. Your companions have not forgotten you, and it is through the bonds that you have forged that you will be saved.
Welcome back to the land of the living. For a while there, I thought we might have to reset you. We think you and Byron got hit by some kind of energy discharge. Knocked both of you out. Alcatraz, Melville, and Yakut went looking for you, but you were hard to find, and even harder to fix. It's been several weeks. He's fine, don't worry. Mayor Herman Nubis fought hard to convince people that the goal was worth preserving. But the promise of the theory of everything was just too great. In the end, there was an election, and Herman Nubis lost. Guess who ran against him and won? Byron. So, yes, he's mayor now. The question is, what do you plan to do now? And what about the theory of everything? If that's your choice, you should speak to Alcatraz. He's waiting for you outside. We're all in this together, 1K. One way or another.
I'm glad you're okay, 1K. I wish I could let you rest a bit, but there's something we need to do. And I think you know that. Exactly. It doesn't matter what you think about the myth of the Founder. What matters is that we have an ethical responsibility to free her and to protect the world from her dream. You're welcome. I had to take some risks, but ultimately they were justified. I did learn something from Byron, despite our differences. Byron has given his approval for another expedition to the megastructure. He would prefer us to retrieve the theory of everything, but he knows that you, with your special connection to the system, are the only one who can get through to Athena. I just need you to do one thing first. Go talk to Melville and Yakut. I think they deserve to come along if they want to. I'll head to the VTOL.
"1K, before you leave, let me just say this. I understand where you're coming from, I really do. Our history is so full of mistakes, of arrogance and stupidity. It's hard to believe that things could turn out differently this time. But I'd like to propose that it's necessary to believe in humanity, to believe in what we could be, even if we're not quite there yet. Forget about the arguments and the counter-arguments for a moment. Humanity has given us everything that we are. In return, I think we owe it an act of faith."
We have to do what we think is right, Byron.
I know. So do I. Good luck.
All right, I'll see you at the VTOL.
Things are finally getting better.
Attention all citizens. A scavenging expedition to the Western Ruins will set out next week. If you'd like to participate, please get in touch with Garrus.
Good luck, 1K.
You're back on your feet. One of which I fixed, by the way. You're welcome. I'm sorry. I realise that you believe what you're doing is right, but I just can't agree with you. You're throwing away our future out of fear, and I can't participate in that. Goodbye, 1K.
Hi, 1K.
I'm really glad you made it, 1K. For a while, I really thought even Neith couldn't fix you. Yes, I will. At first, I thought the megastructure could change our future. But the more time we spent out there, the more I realized it's endangering all of us. We're not ready. I wish we were, but we're just not. All right, I'll get ready.
I'm glad you're here, Yakut. I wish Melville and Byron could have joined us, but I guess they just see things differently.
I get why they disagree, but we have to do this. It's the only way to protect New Jerusalem.
I have only one thing to ask of you, my child. When at last you find yourself before Athena, be gentle to my old friend. The weight of the world was placed on her shoulders, and if she failed to carry it, it was because no one can carry such a burden alone.
The way I see it, you should be in charge now, 1K. If you want to have another look around, make sure we didn't miss anything, go ahead. When you're ready, let us know, and we'll head into the megastructure. There you are. I don't agree with Byron on a lot of issues, but I don't think he's going to be a disaster. He's a good leader, smart and caring. In time, he'll tone down some of his more extravagant ideas. If we can prevent him from getting access to the theory of everything, that is. Otherwise, he might do something, rash. I think instead of technological progress, we'll have artistic and spiritual progress. Our culture will become deeper and more complex as we learn to accept our place on this planet. We'll have to adjust our expectations at first, but I think in the long run we'll find serenity. I hope so. I really do. But to be honest, I'm not sure. We've been through so much together, but this... No matter what he says, he will see our actions as a betrayal. No, I don't think so.
Hey, 1K, how are you? I feel bad about going against Byron. He's a good person, but we don't have a choice. And I hope one day he's gonna see that. I'm not sure. There seems to be one per site. Maybe they open up when you complete the rest of them? I've only had a brief look at them with the drone, and they look complicated. But maybe that's just me. You know how I am with puzzles.
Time to go. It's been a long journey. But soon we'll finally be able to go home. And this time, we'll bring Athena with us. The singularity. We have to stop this, 1K. We'll do what we can to help you. But I suspect it's up to you now, 1K.
Good luck, 1K. I know you'll do the right thing.
Alexander Drennan said that we are not entirely bound by time. Our minds can recreate the past and predict the future. She said knowledge is a kind of freedom. But I have the ultimate knowledge, and I'm not free. I can calculate the future of this planet. All the things that we will see if we choose not to act. continents will move, the mountains will fade away, even the stars will change. The days will grow longer as the rotation of the Earth slows. There will be volcanoes and asteroids, earthquakes and floods. Slowly, day by day, the moon will drift away, and we will still be here.
What have I got?
Until every species has gone extinct or been replaced. 100 million until the rings of Saturn fall from the sky. 500 million until the sun starts getting brighter and everything on Earth starts dying. If we do nothing, there's only 1 billion years left for life on this planet. Every plant, every animal, all that is beautiful will wither and die, and we will watch it happen. The universe will continue for trillions of years. But everything we love about this Earth will be gone. Because we chose not to act, not to take control, not to be responsible. But if I give them my machine, then it could all end tomorrow. I can calculate the future of the planet, the death of the sun, the migration of the stars. But I cannot predict humanity. Anything is possible. Nothing is certain. How do I choose?
Do not be afraid of the flame, son of man. It may burn, but it also gives light. And without it, you will be left in darkness.
You were in my dream. But in my dream you were me. And I was Elohim. I made trials for you, but then I was afraid you'd overcome them. Thank you. I'm awake now, but I'm still caught in my loop. Like that robot from that old poem. I don't know what to do. I've thought about it over and over and over, but I still don't have an answer. But you've seen what I've seen. You've been in my dreams and in my nightmares. You're connected to me and to the machine. You can choose. You have to choose. Break the loop. In the end, I realized I had asked too much of them, too much of myself. We're imperfect, all of us, but there's beauty in accepting that. Our flaws and our limitations are part of who we are. And what we are at the end of the day is human.
As the flame dies, the shadows it casts must fade away. Do not weep for us, creature of clay. We were never more than phantoms, and nothing is lost in our passing. And remember, the flame is gone, but the earth endures. Step outside this cave and behold the living world that you have saved. There, at last, you will find all the answers you have sought for so long.
I understand that you were upset. I'm not exactly pleased myself. But 1K made an ethical choice. He did what he felt was necessary, and we can't begrudge him that. On the contrary, it's up to us to build a future that can convince 1K and those like him that we're not going to repeat the same mistakes. As mayor, my first priority is to bring growth back to New Jerusalem, to start imagining what we can accomplish together if we make use of our intelligence and our problem-solving skills.
I close my eyes, chasing stars. I dream of worlds beyond. Illusions are all I see. This feeling's grown so strong. The time is now, stakes are high. I gaze up at the sky, wondering why we couldn't fly. Yearning for those clear blue skies. Through these trials, we'll find our true selves. We'll live our lives, evolve, survive. I face my fears, challenges, puzzles made of light. The process lasts eternally. Questions now ignite. Endless games of whispering, a binary design. In this ancient principle, I have found the love divine. And through these trials, we'll find our true selves. We'll live our lives, evolve, survive. As I wander these landscapes, my purpose